Good morning, guys. Good to see y'all this morning. How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling good? Feeling good? Good to see you all this morning. Excited to get this good. Glad y'all doing good. Good morning, Donna. Good morning. How are you? Sister. Good to have you this morning. Good to have you all this morning. Wait a few more seconds, about 30 seconds before we start. Let people come on if they want to come on this morning. Um, Excited to get this day started. Well, it's already been started, but to get this video started, I should say. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, brother. How y'all feeling? How you feeling, man? Feeling ready. Good. Ready. Feeling ready is always a good thing. Yes, yes. So yes, we came out yesterday with the topic for the week. We're gonna really deal with fear. And we're gonna really deal with this. I was excited yesterday. I pulled out four eyes that help us deal with fear, help us not so much manage fear, but understand those what fear is and how we can absolutely deal with it, how we can handle it, how we can use it. And so today, I'm talking about fear as a tool and yesterday I actually gave 5 keys on how fear can be the tool, of your destiny. Fear can be a major tool of your destiny. I pulled those things out yesterday. And so I think just wanted to get you to think about how fear is used to really show you things that you are to do. Fear can remember fear again. The definition of fear, excuse me. The definition of fear is an emotion that causes you to sing, so you want to go the opposite direction. So fear is an emotion that causes you to want to separate yourself from whatever it is, whatever the object is, whatever the object of fear is. Fear is a tool used to separate you, that it causes you to want to separate. Okay, so I just think about that. Good morning, T Mills. Think about that. Fear is a tool that encourages you to separate from the object, to run away from the object. It's a tool. And this fears lots of different types of fear, right? There's certain healthy fears, running across the street, right? A street that's a busy street. Okay, that's a healthy fear. That's a common sense fear. I don't want to deal with the common sense fears. Okay, I don't want to deal with fears that are common sense, like you driving without a seatbelt on the highway or something like that. You're afraid to do things that you know are going to cause bodily harm and things like that. I don't want to deal with that. We already kind of know common sense stuff. I want to get deeper into something that's going to help us conquer things in life, help us face things in life that are actually attached to our purpose. That's what I want to deal with. I want to deal with that fear that is trying to cover, right? It's trying to cover something up. Good morning, everybody that's here. So yesterday I took out 5 eyes. The first eye was interpret. We're talking about how to not run from fear, because we learned yesterday when we run from fears, that fear, because anything that causes us to be anxious, it causes our anxiety to grow. We'll run from, so we'll try to shun it. We'll run from it, and so that fear we run from, it actually doesn't remove the object of fear. The object stays there, and usually the object gets emboldened, right? It gets stronger, and then it gets to a point where now it always causes me to, if I'm afraid to get on an elevator, for instance, if I'm afraid of elevators, now I'm not afraid of just one elevator. I'm afraid of elevators everywhere I go. So if I have a meeting that's on the 42nd floor of a building, you know, Now I've allowed fear to hinder my progress, to hinder my life, to hinder my growth, to hinder my productivity, to hinder my efficiency, because I got to walk 42 flights of stairs up because I fear the elevator. I fear it's going to fall when I see people going up and down and up and down and up and down. Or I fear getting into a vehicle. I know people who have fear of getting on highways, and so now you have to take the long way. You're afraid of, you make it common. Once you face that fear, you make it common, and now that it's common, it begins to absolutely rob anxiety. It begins to rob anxiety of its emotion. It robs anxiety, and the anxiety subsides, and now you've made common something you were once afraid of. You once had fear of something, now it's been so. I did the first I was interpret, give meaning to the fear. Let fear have a voice. Fear, why are you here? Why did you come here? What are you doing here? Explain yourself to me. What is the reasoning of you being here? Okay, well, I'm here because I'm afraid to do. I talked about public speaking. I'm afraid of public speakers. I'm afraid of people looking at me. I'm afraid of people going to laugh at me. They're going to think I'm stupid. They're going to think this is allowing fear to speak. So I'm not running from you anymore. I'm gonna allow you to speak. I'm gonna break you down, interpret you, define you. And then once I define you, now I can intercept. I can intercept your reasoning. So if I'm afraid of people looking at me or of laughing at me, how can I intercept people laughing at me, potentially make them laugh? I can get in front of that thing. That's an interception. You can take that ball and take it the other direction, right? So now instead of you laughing at me, now I can intentionally build laughter into my message. I can make you laugh at me. So now I feel more comfortable. I don't feel as uncomfortable, and my fear is not as bad because now I've intercepted some of the reasoning that fear gave me to have for that object. The third thing we want to do is improvement. So how can I improve? Just ask the question, can I improve? If I face this fear, if I do feel uncomfortable, can I survive it? Can I recover from it? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Or if I'm afraid to climb a mountain, can I look at a list of, can I go on Google and say, okay, how many people have climbed this mountain? I'm afraid that I'll die if I try to climb it. So how many people have climbed it? And then you get a whole list of people who climbed that very mountain that you're now facing. And now that fear begins to lose its credibility because somebody else has accomplished something I'm afraid to do, something I'm afraid to embark on. Somebody else has done it. And so improvement, can I improve from it? Can I recover from it? Can I be restored from it? Right? That's the third thing. The fourth interest, and I'm going to get, actually today is going to really enhance and focus on this fourth I, which is interest from yesterday. What are the rewards? What are the rewards if I face this fear? If you face whatever fear you have, and we all have them. If you're ever trying to grow in life and trying to accomplish things, fear will always come. It will always come. You can never escape fear. But I'm gonna help us, because the one thing I've been learning is fear is it's a major tool. Fear is a major tool. It's a major tool for your destiny. So, fourth is the interest. What are the rewards? If I face this fear, let me write, that needs to be written down, from your interpretations to a fear, to your interceptions of fear, to your improvements of your fears, to now the interest. What are the rewards? If I face this thing, if I face this fear, what are the rewards that can come to me? Write it down. Write it down, because it is the rewards that feed your courage to go after that thing. It's the rewards that will encourage you to go out. It's your reward. It's the rewards of facing your fears that gives you the courage to embrace and to encounter and to conquer that thing. The rewards give you that. The rewards give you that. So what are the rewards for overcoming this fear? What are my rewards? And the fifth thing I talked about was, what are the impairments? Okay. What damage can be this fear? If I don't conquer this fear, if I don't embrace this fear, what damage can be made? Not just to me, can my family be damaged? Can my community be damaged if I never face this fear? How can I be damaged? Okay, and so we must look at that. What damage can be done if I never get in a car? If I'm afraid to get back in a car, what damage can be done to me? What damage can be done to my family? Can it hinder my children? Yeah, my children will be hindered if I'm not driving. If I'm afraid to conquer a fear, if we get into an accident or something, yes, fear will come when you get back in the car. It will come. So what are the rewards of facing that fear? What are the reward? What are the damages that can be done? Can my family be hindered? Can I be hindered? All these things. We have to look at the impairments, okay? So today I want to solely focus on the fourth point, which is the rewards. Today I want to talk about 5 rewards for conquering your fears. 5 rewards. 5 rewards for conquering fear. 5 rewards. And so capitalize on this because there are rewards, y'all. Rewards for facing your fears. There's a reward for facing your fears. Many times there are multiple awards, and I want to just touch on 5. There are many more than 5, I'm sure, but I want to touch on 5. And so, excuse me. So, first of all, rewards. The definition of reward is something given or received in return or recompense for service, merit, or hardship. So a reward is something given or received in return or recompense for service. Recompense is something pays you back. You work hard and it pays you back. Recompense is not just you getting something, you do something that pays you back for heartache, hardship, hard things you've been through. Okay. And so when you face fears, when you face your a reward is something that will recompense you. It will pay you back. It will pay you back for your hardship. Okay. That's a powerful thing. I love this. The last definition of reward, it says a sum of money offered for the detection or the capture of a criminal, the recovery of lost or stolen property. So the money offered, a reward offered, money for the capture of a criminal. And so I wanna capture fear. What is the reward for capturing a thing? Remember, a reward is a recompense, money is returned that is given to you for capturing a thing. Just like you see, mostly in the movies, you don't see them too much, but it says wanted because that really happened. Wanted, there's the reward. So they say, this is what we want. This is the reward. We know you know something. We know you're afraid. You're afraid because you know snitches get stitches, but there's a reward. This reward is highlighted. The reward is bigger, right? The reward is bigger than the wanted sign. Usually the reward sign is really big. It wants you to focus on the reward because this will encourage you to face and conquer your fears so that you can be rewarded for it. You can be rewarded for it. So the reward needs to be big, y'all. Make the reward so much bigger. Put a magnifying glass on the reward. Put a magnifying glass on the reward of your fears. The reward of facing your fears. Make it big. Make a big, you don't never see a reward, little small sign. You don't put rewards in small area. Rewards are always big because it's like it has to feed your courage. And we're no different. You need rewards to feed your courage, to encourage you to move forward, to encourage you to choose you so you can move forward. And so fear, capture fear. What are the rewards for you capturing your fears? What are the rewards for you capturing your fears? And most of you watching this, you already know it for capturing fears. But now what's next? What fears are facing you right now? What fears are facing you right now? What right now? And guess what? We want to be in tune with the rewards to those fears. Number 1, and remember, you don't get rewarded for what you walk away from. You get rewarded for capturing fear, for capturing something. Like I can know the person who did this crime, I can know them, and I can be afraid. I don't get the reward for knowing who or knowing how to capture. I get rewarded for the courage to go after it. To go after it. That's where I get the reward from. I don't get the it's more than just knowledge. I have to have more than knowledge. I don't get the reward for just knowing how to capture something, knowing how to conquer something. I get the reward for having the courage to go after that thing. And so these are 5, I think this is 5. Yes, 5 rewards of capturing your fears. 5 rewards of capturing your fears. Okay? Number 1, new territory. The number 1 reward I want to talk about is new territory. The number 1 reward for you capturing your fears is you get new territory. Every time you capture a fear, every time you get a fear, you capture it, you've gained territory. You've gained territory. Sometimes this territory is tangible, sometimes it's intangible, but it's always new territory. Whenever you capture a fear, it's new territory. I know people, one of my brothers, he's afraid of heights since he was a baby. He was afraid of heights, afraid of heights. And then even when he became an adult, he was afraid of heights. And then he ended up just one day conquering his fear. He climbed up a 40-foot ladder, climbed a 40-foot ladder. This now this dude is doing very well, okay? With a cleaning windows, gutters, and all that. He can get on 4 or 5-story houses, okay? So guess what? And now he loves up there. He loves being up there now. So a reward was he gained territory. When he conquered that fear, he gained new territory. And it's like, okay, I gotta let you through. You've conquered this territory. Come on in. I mean, not come in. You've actually earned it. You beat me out. Fear says you beat me out. Now you conquer territory. Okay? So new territory. And remember, battle is the seed for territory. Everything you fight for is for territory. No war has ever been had without territory. There's always territory. It's always for something. It's always for land. It's always for crops. It's always for resources. It's always for some type of natural resources, whatever it is, the seed for territory. You can, if you're unwilling to fight, you have to fight. And fear is what we have to fight. We have to fight fear to gain new territory. So the number one reward for capturing your fear is territory. Territory. Number 2, confidence. Number 2 is confidence. This is a major reward. I think confidence may be the most important reward for capturing fear. Confidence. Confidence is your belief. It's the belief in yourself to fulfill your purpose in life. It's your belief in yourself, your belief in yourself. When you capture a fear, you build up your sense of confidence. Remember yesterday I talked about when we fail to capture fear, when we avoid our fears, what it does, it produces a sense of failure. And the more we experience a sense of failure, the less confidence we have in ourselves. Okay, so choose you to capture your fears for the reward of confidence. Confidence will build you up. It will give you more hope, more confidence in yourself. You'll have more belief in yourself. And now you can walk into the things that you were put on earth to do, that you were born to do. You will walk into those things. So confidence is the second reward for capturing your fears. Confidence is a major reward. It's a major reward. Confidence is major. Major. And remember, you need your confidence to come from working, like to come from accomplishing something once you accomplish your fears. And remember, if you don't want to work for confidence, it's not going to be real authentic confidence. It won't be authentic. It'll be something else. And matter of fact, I'm going to talk about it. When you want confidence without working for it, without actually conquering something, you'll get it through intimidation. Right? Because think about intimidation. Intimidation is a tool. But why? Why is intimidation a tool? An intimidation is a tool to get an easy win. Intimidation is the tool for an easy win, right? So instead of just working hard to beat you, I want to intimidate you psychologically so I can get an easier win, right? Because if you're intimidated, the win is it's an easy win. It's an easy win. Like smart people know this. Muhammad Ali, the greatest ever, the greatest, right? The world's greatest boxer. Why was he so successful? He was so successful, most of it is because before he ever stepped into the ring, he beat the boxer through intimidation. He got easy wins through intimidation. He said, I'm going to intimidate you. He would try to torture and terrorize his opponent. He would do it. And he all did psychologically before he ever lifted one blow, before he ever threw one jab, he beat most of his opponents before they ever stepped into a ring. So intimidation is it's for an easy win. We don't need confidence like that. We need that. Now, of course, he was one of the greatest. And sure enough, after that, somebody faced their fears, Joe Louis, right? And those 3 fights, even experts have said those 3 fights did the most damage to Muhammad Ali's health. Okay, when he fought those second and third fights of Joe Louis, because Joe Louis got fed up, right? He got fed up. He's like, look, I'm going to conquer this dude. I'm tired of him intimidating me. I'm tired of it. I'm facing him. And that left hook was damaged. That left hook did damage. Of course, I'm not saying he's a greater boxer, but that left hook did damage, y'all. Come on now. Watch some old videos or something. Go to YouTube. And look at those left hooks that Joe Lewis threw on our. Look at this. So the second one is confidence. The third of opportunity. The third reward for capturing fear is doors of opportunity are open. Doors of opportunity. Think about this. Whenever now this kind of goes to new territory, right? But doors of opportunity. Whenever you capture a fear, windows of opportunity open up. They will open up. Remember, I talked about football. How when I first began to play football, I was afraid of getting hit. I had fear. I was in fear of getting hit. I feared getting hit. I feared getting hit. But once I conquered that fear, doors of opportunity opened up. And then go to high school, and next thing you know, I didn't even fathom until I was a junior in high school I could even play college football. But that conquering that fear, it opened up doors of opportunity. Guess what? There are doors of opportunity waiting for you. They're waiting for you, and you've conquered that fear. When you conquer this fear, I guarantee you, doors of opportunity are going to open up. They have to. It's like a law. It's like a law of conquering fear. It's like a law of conquering and capturing fear. Doors of opportunity open up. They will open up. When you conquer that giant, when you slay that giant, doors of opportunity, windows of opportunity will open up. They will open up. You already know this. You already know this. That's how you got to where you are now. That's how you got to where you are now. You faced the fear. You faced the fear of not in something or not being skilled enough. And guess what? You said, you know what? I'm not going to be afraid. Now I'm going to work. 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 And now I'm going to build my skill level up. And once you face that fear of being afraid or being intimidated, you built your skill up. And what happened? Doors of opportunity opened up. You worked on your skill, and now your confidence is warranted because you worked for it. You earned it. And now doors of opportunity are going to open up. You're going to open up. That's the third reward for conquering fears. The fourth reward for conquering and capturing fears is you break cycles. You break generational cycles. You will break generational cycles. Remember, when you fail to face a fear, it stays there, right? It doesn't remain because you didn't embrace it, you didn't conquer it. So it stays there. And once it stays there, it gets bigger, right? It gets bigger, it gets bigger. And so one of the rewards of conquering your fears is you can break generational cycles. It can be, well, in my family, I've seen many, many families like that where nobody in the family for generations has graduated high school. And then one person chose themselves. One person says, you know what? I'm choosing me. I'm not looking for somebody else in my family to graduate high school and go to college. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. When that thing happens, it broke the cycle. And then I've seen it. I've seen one person break the cycle, one person after generation break a cycle. I have a sister of mine, four generations were no graduating high school. And then bam, she said, I'm choosing me. She took it, she broke it. And guess what happened? People in her family started following the trailblazer. Right? Be that trailblazer. Choose you to be the trailblazer. Break the generational cycles. It doesn't matter what it is. In my family, I chose me for bad health. When my father left here early, when health, I said, you know what? I'm not looking anywhere else. I'm looking in the mirror now. I'm looking in the mirror now. What did Michael Jackson say? I'm talking to the man in the mirror. If I could sing, I could sing it for you, but I can't sing, so I'm not going to sing it. The man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror, that is who needs to be chosen to conquer this fear and to break this cycle. Choose you to break this cycle. I know y'all don't want me to sing. Y'all don't want that. Break the cycle. Choose you. Choose you. That's a reward. That's a reward. Breaking the cycle. Breaking a cycle is a reward. And it's bigger than you, right? It's bigger than you. You don't know what you're asking now. You don't know what you're asking me to sing. You don't know what you're asking. So listen to this. This leads me to my fifth reward. The fourth reward is you break generational cycles when you conquer a fear. The fifth reward and last one I want to share is you pave the way for others. The fifth reward for conquering and capturing your fear is you pave the way for others. You absolutely become a trailblazer. And yes, it's harder for trailblazers It is harder for trailblazers. Just think about it. Whenever I think about trailblazers, I know a few trailblazers. I know quite a few people who are the first. They're the first in their family to do this. They're the first in their family to go to college. The first in their family to graduate college. The first in their family to do whatever it is they're doing. And guess what? The greatest analogy I can think of, I can envision is a cornfield that hasn't been touched. And I don't know if you ever ran through a cornfield, but the first person who runs through a cornfield, you're gonna get the dirtiest. The prickly, you're gonna get all the pricklies on you. But guess what? You're paving a path. So imagine those corn stalks all up, and you're the one who's gonna get dirtier. But guess what? It's bigger than you. And you're paving a path. And once you go through, you cause all those corn stalks to drop. And now it becomes a clear path for people to run through, and they can follow behind you because you had the courage. You had the courage to conquer your fear. You choose you. You had the courage to conquer your fears. And now you've paved the way, and now other people can run behind you. And now the road can get bigger. It can get wider. And I'm going to tell you something. Something that will feed your courage to conquer your fear? When you know it's bigger than you. When you know you conquering this fear is bigger than you, that will give you motivation. That will inspire you to go ahead and conquer this thing. It's bigger than you. That's when I want to be involved in things that's just bigger than me. It's bigger than just me. It's bigger than just little old me. It's bigger. It's gonna be for the greater good of others. And whenever you have something on the line that has the greater good of others, that will encourage you. It will inspire you. Because if you just think about it, fear to intimidate you and to scare you away. Because remember, fear is something that causes you to want to go the opposite direction. It wants to separate. What's the big deal here? Just ask that question. What's the deal here? What are you trying to keep away? What are you trying to protect me from? What are you trying to protect? What treasure do you have? Are you I need to find out what's in that treasure. You need to find out what's in that treasure box. Why are you here, fear? It must be something worthwhile on the other side of this fear if I knew what it was, I would be willing to conquer this. Because most of the time, the biggest fears are usually in our imagination. They're not even usually real. They're just imagined. Remember, because fear is something that doesn't have to be real. It's imagined, but perception is reality. If I perceive this thing as real, then that's my reality. That's my reality. That's my reality. It's just like my son. He was I took my kids to the pool last night, and so he's afraid. He's afraid to put his head underwater. Okay, he's afraid to put his head underwater, and he's missing out because he sees Trent, my oldest two. They're going underwater. They're finding toys at the bottom. They're swimming and pulling up toys, and he's like, "Hey, I want that toy." But guess what? When you're afraid to conquer your fear, you're going to miss out on some fun, y'all. And we don't need to miss out on fun. We need to figure out there's something on the other side of this wall of fear. I'm going to have the courage to find out what it is, to know what it is, and then I'm going to conquer that fear. I'm going to conquer that fear. So guess what? It's bigger than you. It's bigger than you. So wrapping up, y'all, there's something that your fears are trying to tell you. This is going to be worth your while. This is going to be worth your while. It's bigger than you. But your fears are a tool for your destiny. Says, okay, if fear is there, then I know now that this is a key. This is a key to something that's big, something that can be really great. What's on the other side of this? There must be something on the other side of this fear. If fear is here, there must be something it's trying to protect. There must be something valuable that fear is trying to protect. I need to figure out what's valuable, and I need to go get it. That's going to benefit me, not just me, but everybody around me, the people behind me, right? And so there's a prize, y'all. Remember, these are the rewards of conquering your fear. There is a prize. There is a prize. And remember, my favorite scripture, I reach, I press. I'm forgetting those things that are behind me. Y'all, forget about yesterday. Forget about what happened yesterday. Forget about your mistakes of yesterday. Forget about your failures from yesterday. There is a prize that lies ahead. It is in front of you. The prize is not behind you. It's in front of you. It's in front of you. He says, I'm forgetting those things that are behind me, and I'm stretching myself to those things that lie ahead. To those things that lie ahead. I'm reaching for this prize. I'm stretching for this prize. I'm reaching. So guess what? Reach for the prize. Reach for the prize. Choose you to conquer fears. Choose you to conquer fears. Again, the 5 fears, the 5 rewards for conquering fear. Number 1, new territory. Number 2, confidence. Number 3, doors of opportunity. You break generational cycles. And number 5, you pave the way for others. Choose you. You guys are warriors. You're conquerors. You're fear conquerors. You are a fear conqueror. Hope y'all have an awesome day. God bless you. Love you guys.